Eventually, we all go our separate ways as everyone heads to their class or other obligations. I still have some free time. Shou or Yuna? Let's spend some time with Shou. We haven't spent some time with Shou in a while. I'm in the mood for a sweet latte, so I decided to make my way across the campus quad towards the cafe.
Watch out!
Ninja reflex! I instinctively sidestep and watch a frisbee fly past my head. 3 guys approach me, and I recognize Shou as one of them.
Broseph? Sorry about that.
You dumbass, why are you throwing the frisbee at me?
Excellent work, Shou. I especially like the part where you did the mid-air twirl and completely whiffed your throw.
Yeah, that sounds like you.
That was going to be a legendary move. It just so happens that my fingers were a little sweaty.
Excuses, as always.
Sure.
The 2 guys glance at each other, then laugh. Wait, don't I have class with these guys? One of them turns towards me.
Anyway, you okay?
His eyes widen as he recognizes me.
It's the chick magnet!
Yep, I have class with them.
You're right!
Wait, what? Where?
They both point to me.
This guy.
Yeah, this guy.
This guy?
This guy!
This guy!
This guy! I'm pretty sure they're referring to the first time I met Valerie in class. Hey, guys.
You know each other?
Yeah, he's been teaching us how to pick up the ladies.
I wonder how successful you've been. What?
Don't deny your talents. We've seen you hanging around campus with that blonde bombshell.
Well, yeah. She's our team engineer. Shou perks up.
Oh, you guys mean Valerie?
You know her, too?
They both stare at Shou with awe.
Yeah. Valerie takes care of our gears.
Takes care.
Of their gears.
Oh, they get this. Shou and I blink. These guys have a really overactive imagination. The pair share a knowing look with each other, then cross their arms and nod.
We have a ways to go.
Yeah, especially if you're playing catch-up with Shou.
But one day, we'll reach your level.
Not likely. Shou shrugs.
Anyway,
He looks at me.
what brings you here, Broseph?
Just heading to the cafe. You?
I was just showing these guys an awesome frisbee throw I saw on MeTube.
Didn't work out too well.
Awesome, he says.
They laugh again.
Oh, I'll show you. Watch.
Shou grabs the frisbee and takes a few steps back to give himself some space. Then he takes a running start to build momentum, jump spins in the air, and whips the frisbee free. It goes flying. There it goes. That actually looked pretty cool. Even the other 2 guys are impressed. The frisbee curves back like a boomerang, but instead of coming back to us, it heads straight for a well-dressed older man in a blazer.
Crap, not again. Watch out!
The man catches the frisbee midair. He looks around and makes a beeline towards us when he spots us. Uh-oh.
It was nice hanging out with you, but, we've got class.
Yeah, class.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
Cowards.
Wait, where are you going? What about your frisbee?
Keep it!
The 2 friends speed walk away into the distance.
Cowards!
My thoughts exactly, Shou. Shou looks at me, then gulps. As the man approaches, his eyes widen in surprise. But not nearly as wide as Shou's.
Akio.
This dude kinda looks like him. They must be siblings.
Hello, Shou.
Yep, with the same last name, they've got to be related. They look eerily similar. You 2 know each other? Shou nods.
This is my brother.
Oh. All trace of laughter is gone from his voice. He's strangely stiff and formal. It's obvious he's not very comfortable around his brother.
I'm Akio Shinjiro.
Sup? Sylarclone. He smiles politely.
What are you doing here?
I'm the guest lecturer for xenorobotics and the modern business world.
Why didn't you tell me you were coming?
Although Shou's careful to keep any sense of bitterness or disapproval from his voice, it's clear he's not pleased by this surprise. They don't act very brotherly.
I only arrived a few hours ago. I was going to text you after the first lecture.
He smiles.
But since you're here, let's pencil in something for the weekend.
Shou shrugs.
I'll have to check my schedule first.
Akio nods.
Of course. Let's say tentative for Saturday.
Sure, but I might be busy.
Then let me know when you can.
This is kind of odd. Akio looks at me.
You're welcome to join us. I'd like to get to know Shou's friends he doesn't share much about.
Don't you have a lecture to go to?
Whew, that's harsh. Akio sighs. He checks his watch.
Correct. Let's continue this conversation over the weekend.
Bye.
Goodbye.
As Akio disappears into a nearby building, I look at Shou. His jaw is set and his eyes are clouded. This is really out of character for him. No kidding. What was that all about? Why are you being a jackass? I ain't getting involved. Shou? Broseph, buddy. What was that all about? Your brother seems nice. Shou just shrugs. He rarely ever talks about his family, and I guess his family being here still isn't enough to get him to open up about them. You're not exactly yourself around him.
You don't know him like I do.
Apparently not. What do you mean?
He's not as he seems. I don't trust him just showing up out of the blue.
Now you've got me curious. I'm sure he knows his brother best, but I didn't get that feeling.
He lives and works in London, so the fact that he's here is very suspicious.
Well, he said he was invited to lecture for a class. Shou doesn't seem convinced.
It's too convenient. And why now?
Regardless, he did come all this way. Aren't you at least going to see him this weekend? Shou sighs.
Yes, but only because he'll be a nuisance if I don't.
Do you want me to come on Saturday?
If you want to.
I don't want to intrude.
No, it's fine.
Actually, I think I prefer you coming. Maybe then he'll be on his best behavior.
We'll see what Saturday brings. Okay. This is getting really awkward. Part of me thinks it would be a bad idea to go, but maybe I can help mediate and smooth some things over between them. Anyway, I'm gonna head off. All right. Have a good one. Shou nods and heads towards his dorm. I can't help but feel a bit uneasy from that entire exchange. That was a bit awkward, that's for sure. My phone rings unexpectedly. It's Valerie. Hello?
I've got a surprise for you. Come to the hangar.
What is... She hung up. Well, that's coy of her. Oh, of course she hung up. I guess I better go see what's up. After I swipe myself into the hangar, I make a beeline to Eagle. Valerie is perched in front of my terminal, but jumps up once she sees me. She moves from the terminal and gestures for me to sit.
Voila!
I stare at the scrolling code on the screen. She's gotta stop acting like I can read this stuff. What is this?
It's a manual documentation. Needs to be cleaned up before it can be fully understood, though.
So, you called me over to show me something that's not complete? Valerie pouts.
If you were even a little bit technical, you'd be able to understand this achievement.
Well, I'm not technical, so I don't.
Besides, my script is parsing it as we speak. It'll be done in a few minutes.
We wait patiently for her program to finish running. I watch as she keeps an eye on her script. She's confident in her program, yet keeps glancing at it, exposing the eagerness beneath her calm demeanor. I can't help but wonder, how did you get into engineering?
Girls can't be engineers.
That's not what I said. Valerie laughs.
It's like a puzzle.
Go on. What?
Taking things apart and putting it back together, finding new ways to piece everything together to make it a better product. The possibilities are endless, even if we can't see all the solutions just yet.
And you just discovered that by accident? She shrugs and becomes strangely aloof.
Things broke around the house a lot. If I didn't fix it, then it would be broken forever.
Why not just buy a new one?
It always worked fine once fixed. Why spend that extra money?
Fair point. But why did you have to fix it? Why not your parents? She frowns in disdain.
My mom couldn't be bothered with things like that. If the computer broke, she'd pretend the problem didn't exist until she needed to use it. Then she'd go and buy a new one because she needed to use it immediately. Money was always tight, and that's why I started trying to fix things. The first thing I ever properly fixed was my bike. I was 15, and my neighbor at the time was a young woman at university. She helped me fix it, and when she learned I was interested in this stuff, she gave me a bunch of how-to books for my birthday.
Well, that was nice of her. I guess I was lucky that my dad was pretty handy. He taught me how to take care of my things. Valerie grins playfully.
Could have fooled me. Eagle's always a little worse for wear by the time he gets to me. Isn't that right, Eagle?
She coos affectionately at my gear. It's not a puppy. A sharp beep interrupts our conversation. Valerie whips back towards the screen.
It's done.
Yay! Now what? Valerie and I both lean to get a better look at the screen. I turn my head to ask her a question when her hair brushes my cheek. It's soft and smells like flowers. I hadn't realized how close we were to each other until now. Valerie's too focused on the screen to notice. Her slender fingers dance across the keyboard.
Oh, this makes a lot of sense.
What makes a lot of sense?
Why your core only activated that one time? The function of the core was set to debug mode with a single run instance.
English, please.
The overdrive mode was meant to be used for testing purposes, so it was set to only activate once.
What does that mean?
It means if we can figure out how to change this setting and find out the parameters of activation, you could use the overdrive mode on demand.
My eyes widen as I consider the possibilities. There are quite a few of them. Are you serious?
Yeah, in theory anyway.
She squints at the code.
That's not even the best part. Here are blueprints with algorithms and formulas.
What do they say? Valerie puts a finger to her lip.
It seems to be incomplete, but we might be able to use this and a bit of reverse engineering to fill in the gaps. If we can figure this out, we can understand the details of the core.
Good stuff. If only women came with the manual too. Can we have it ready for next match? Well, tempting. She might get a kick out of that, but not really. Can we have it ready for next match? Seems a little eager, but no, this is some good stuff. Good stuff. You're kind of amazing. She grins.
About time you noticed.
Humble, as always. Why did Dad include this function for my core? And why didn't he tell me? I have so many questions and too few answers. Let's keep this a secret.
A secret?
Yeah, there's no point in getting the team's hopes up when we don't even know if this will work. Plus, I don't need anyone snooping around my gear. Looks directly at her. I look pointedly at Valerie. She smiles innocently.
What? That's what brought us together. Are you saying you wished you never met me?
There are times where she just drives me crazy, and this is one of them. Of course not, but one Valerie is more than enough. She smirks.
Don't I feel special?
Valerie gets to work and I watch her for a while. She's working too fast for me to comprehend what she's doing, and I don't want to interrupt her groove to explain it to me. After a few minutes, she glances back at me.
How about you sit in this chair and I'll watch you work?
I guess she doesn't like me looking over her shoulder. I don't blame her. I hate that too. I really do kind of hate that. I'll give you some space then. She turns back to the terminal.
Thanks. I'll let you know once I'm done.
I'm sure you will. After saying goodbye, I leave her to do her thing. I've still got some time before I head home tonight. What do I feel like doing? Okay, so we have to leave her from working to go bug her again. All right. I wonder what Valerie is up to. Probably later now that she's done working on my gear. I dial her number and wait for her to answer.
Hello?
Hey, Valerie. You busy?
Yeah, I'm about to go meet a friend for some coffee.
I have a feeling I know who it is. Is it Shou? You mean me?
Of course. I'll meet you at the cafe in front of the bookstore.
Sounds like a plan. I'll see you in a bit.
Au revoir.
I mean, I guess everyone needs a caffeine boost, especially if she's planning on working late this evening. I make my way to the cafe. Valerie is waiting for me in a booth by the time I arrive.
It's rude to keep a lady waiting.
Oh, get over yourself. I'm sorry. You a lady? Ha! Stare her down. I'm just going to kind of give her a look. That's kind of what I would do. It's rude to keep a lady waiting, making a joke. I'm just going to stare at her like, bish, please. I'm not even going to grace her with an answer.
Well,
Still just staring at her. I don't respond. Valerie watches me, then smirks.
you like what you see.
No. Yes. You know what? We'll just kind of go with play. Yes. I'm sure she won't expect that answer. I certainly wouldn't say no.
Straight to the point, I see.
Have you ordered yet?
No, I was waiting for a certain someone to get their butt over here.
So what I'm hearing is you want to see my butt. Valerie smirks.
Give me a twirl then.
Change the topic. I put the Maximus in Gluteus Maximus. I won't fall for your objectification. I'm going to change the topic because I don't have a butt. Wow, this menu is certainly extensive, don't you think? Valerie masks her smile and pretends to pout.
Aw, I don't get a private show?
We're in public, behind closed doors maybe. I don't dignify her with a response, but the heat rises to my face. I flip open the menu and take a look to read my options. Valerie and I both place our orders, then she pulls out a pencil and sketchbook. What are you doing?
Not me, you.
What am I doing? Huh? She pushes the sketchbook towards me and grins playfully.
I want you to draw me like one of your French girls.
But I don't have any French girls. I can try, as you wish. I can try. Okay. I pick up the pencil awkwardly. I don't even know where to start. I'm not very good at drawing. I haven't really done this before.
That's okay. I'll help you since it's your first time.
She leans onto the table, then rests her chin in her hands and flashes me a warm smile. Taking this as my cue to start drawing, I clumsily trace the pencil around the page. As hard as I try, my uncoordinated fingers cannot illustrate what my eyes see.
Are you done yet?
No. Valerie speaks through her teeth, trying not to disturb her pose. No. I continue to sketch. After a few minutes, Valerie tries again.
How about now?
Still no. She waits another couple of minutes.
Now?
Calm down. It'll be done when it's done. She sighs heavily.
The things I have to do for you.
You wanted me to do this for you. Get over yourself. In case you forgot, you're the one who asked me to draw you. You can't rush these things.
Shouldn't you be concentrating? What are you doing talking to me?
You are the one talking to me.
If you spent more time on your drawing and less time blaming me for things, you'd be done by now.
Highly doubtful. I glare at her. She winks before returning to her pose. We fall silent as I work on the drawing. Valerie stares confidently at me, never looking away when I glance up at her. For some reason, that makes me even more nervous. I push away my embarrassment and focus on her features. For all the times I've looked at her, I haven't really seen just how perfectly her features flow into each other. This is the first time I've noticed just how truly beautiful she is, and my face flushes from the thought. The next time I glance up at Valerie, her smile looks more genuine. I know she saw me blush, and that makes me blush even more. After a few more minutes, I drop my pencil. Okay, done. Valerie breaks from her pose.
Let me see.
Pushing forward the sketchbook, I wonder if she'll like that I drew her with tig old bitties as accurately as possible, like an ironing board. I think she'd appreciate the tig old bitties, especially how she reacted around Yuna, so we're going for it. Tig old bitties. She stares at the drawing and her eyes grow wide in wonder. She doesn't react right away, and I'm worried that she doesn't like it. Then, unexpectedly, she looks down at herself and holds her hands over her chest as if comparing them with something. Suddenly, she grabs her breasts and begins to lift and push them together. Whoa, hey! What are you doing?
I don't know what I was doing earlier, but if that's what I look like, I need to do that more often.
My face burns as she continues to play with her chest. Although I'm reluctant to make her stop, I don't need her attracting attention to herself and giving people the wrong idea. I could give you a hint.
Hmm?
She pauses and looks at me expectantly. Why don't you lean over the table to get a better look at the drawing? Valerie blinks, then smirks and leans forward so I can see the top of her cleavage through her shirt.
Like this?
Perfect. I'm sure she noticed I'm not looking at her face.
You're a pervert.
And you're blushing. There's a smile on her face and she doesn't move from her position. Valerie glances at the time and wrinkles her nose.
I've got class soon.
Don't sound so excited about it.
It's not a fun one.
Which one is it?
Introduction to art history.
You're right, that's not a fun one. Don't you like art?
I do. And since I also like history, I thought this would be a good choice for one of my electives.
But... So why the disappointment?
Well, it turns out that although I like history and I like actually creating art, learning about other people creating art is not as fun.
Yeah, that's no surprise to me. So was watching me create art for you today not fun either? She smirks.
That doesn't count. I was part of the creative process.
That's true. She glances again at the time and gathers her things.
Okay, I've got to head out.
I nod. Au revoir. After we pay for our drinks, we head our separate ways, but not before I catch Valerie fondly sneaking another peek at my drawing. The house is quiet when I get home. Uncle Kaito is still working his crazy hours, and Nicky's probably still at her club. Stifling a yawn, I trudge upstairs. It's been a long day, and all I want to do is relax. As I pass by Nicky's room, I notice her door is closed. Huh. I guess she is home after all. I think nothing of it until I hear a deep, extremely male laugh behind Nicky's closed door. Nicky's giggle shortly follows. Big brother mode engaged. Mittens, murder him! What is this? There's a boy in Nicky's room? And they're behind closed doors? Not on my watch. I burst into her room with a Spartan kick in the door. And the battle music plays. Nicky's eyes widen and her mouth drops open. The boy twists to look at me from the chair beside the bed. There's a boy in your room!
What are you doing?
Who is this guy? Nicky leaps from the bed and tries to push me away, but I stay rooted to the ground. Is this Ken? I turn to the guy, ignoring Nicky pulling on my arm. Are you Ken? He freezes like a deer in headlights and stammers out an affirmation.
Yes?
Yen.
Leave him alone. We're just studying.
Studying? Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Yes. What? No. Studying as in studying.
I don't believe you. She points to her bed. I take another look around the room. Nicky's bed is sprawled with books, tablets, and laptops. Ken is holding an open textbook in his lap. A look of pure terror is on his face. That's a win for me. And it looks like she kind of has the same photo in the background that we do, too. That's kind of cool. I never noticed that before. I'm not fooled. I know underneath that good kid facade, there's a demon just waiting to pounce on my cute, innocent Emoto.
Ken is in my class, and we have an exam next week.
I glare at Ken, who cowers from my stare.
So, now that you know nothing weird is happening, get out.
I cross my arms. Actually, I think I'll stay and help you two study.
What?
Their reactions are great. Whatever you're learning now, I already studied.
Don't you have your own homework you can do? We're studying fine without you.
Are you sure about that? I think Ken here would appreciate the help. I glare at Ken, who gulps hard and nods.
Actually, it would be an honor to have the help of an ace pilot.
No, it wouldn't.
I narrow my eyes at Ken. Very suspicious. Got my eye on you. Don't try anything silly. Move him out of the room. I'm just gonna give him the death threat of I got my eyes on you. Fine.
Does that mean you'll leave now?
I never break eye contact with Ken. I'm watching you, so whatever you're thinking, don't. Ken nods rapidly, clearly shaken.
I won't. I mean, I'm not thinking. I mean, not like that.
I'm winning. I give him one final glare before walking out of the room. Nicky goes to close the door. Door open! She rolls her eyes.
Fine, if that'll make you stop being crazy.
That's an entirely different subject we're not going to touch just yet. Before I leave, I make the universal I'm watching you sign with my fingers. Ken's eyes widen even further. I'm watching you, Yen. Luckily, my room is across from Nicky's. I leave my door open too while I try to work on my assignments. I'm too distracted to focus as I strain to hear what they're talking about. Every so often, I hear them repeat a math formula or compare answers on equations. Huh. I guess they really are studying. This time. Eventually, I give up and watch videos on MeTube. After about 2 hours, Ken goes home. Nicky slams the door shut to her room. Sheesh, what's her problem? Now that I can finally focus again, I finish up my assignments and easily fall asleep afterwards. It's going to be a beautiful day with the birds chirping. I wake up naturally for once and enjoy my chance to sleep in. Is this what it feels like to be rested? Why doesn't this happen every day? With a wide yawn, I pull my arms over my head to stretch, then throw back my comforter and hop out of bed. My tablet flashes with a notification. I have an email. Curious, I open up the email and read it. It's from Shou. They're hosting a promotional photo shoot and networking event tomorrow right before XZ's big concert. All sponsored Shou teams and individuals will be there, and after the shoot, we are welcome to stay for the concert. Wait, Shou sponsors XZ? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Dashu might be breaking into the world of mecha, but they're a huge name in the sports and entertainment industry. Still, Exy is a supremely popular pop star. His shows get sold out within minutes. There's no way I'm passing up such an opportunity. I quickly type out a response confirming my attendance. I'm positive everyone else on the team will go as well, if only for the chance to meet XZ. Grabbing my clothes for the day, I get changed. As soon as I grab my phone, it rings, but cuts out immediately after the first ring. The heck? Who just called me? That's weird. I glance at my missed calls. It was Kaori. I bet she's going to ask me about Dashu's event. I call her back, but she doesn't pick up. I shoot her a text. What's up? Then go downstairs and then I go downstairs into the kitchen. Nobody's home again? It's like I live alone. Opening the fridge, I spot a covered plate left for me. I unwrap the foil to find oyakodon. Oyakodon, I think that's how I pronounce it. Gonna leave it be. Not a traditional breakfast, but delicious nonetheless. Nicky must have been practicing her recipes. As I dig in, I glance at my phone. Still, no response from Kaori. I'm starting to get a little concerned. She wouldn't call if she didn't have a good reason. So why isn't she responding? This isn't like her at all. I think something is bothering her. My heart drops as my mind wanders to the worst possible scenarios. She must be hurt and tried to call for help. Is she unconscious? There's no other reason she'd be acting this way. As the theories race to my mind, I take a deep breath to clear my head. I'm overreacting. It's probably nothing. But what if it's something? Still, she'd most likely be at her dorm right now, and campus is not far away. I could double check to make sure everything's okay. Make sure Kaori is okay, she can call me back. Well, I mean, she is pretty well on her own, and she's very capable of taking care of herself. It could have just been she butt-dialed me on accident, so I could probably just be okay with it, so she can call me back. I know I've done that where I made a call on accident and it hasn't gone through, so they probably go, why did he just call me? But didn't leave a voicemail, so it must not be important. She can call me back. I'm sure she got busy. She knows how to reach me if she needs me. After eating, I noticed a note from Nicky. By the time you read this, Uncle Kaito and I will be at his cafe slaving away. Just kidding, he won't be slaving, but hopefully I will. Volunteer work experience FTW. P.S. I spat in your food. Just kidding. No, I didn't. Or did I? Maybe if you were awake, you'd know. Wow, she actually wrote that. Sometimes I wonder about her. At least she's looking to gain some experience in the food and beverage industry. Working at the cafe will give her a lot of insight into what goes into running a restaurant. I guess that means I should decide what I want to do today. I have commitments to hang out with Shou and his brother. Is Mayu free to hang out, just sleep in, and skip my day? Well, I've got a big day. Is it really Saturday already that I should hang out with Shou and his brother? But at the same point in time, we got Mayu, so I'm going to see if Mayu's free today. I call up Mayu, but she doesn't answer. I guess she must be busy. Suddenly, my phone flashes with a call back from Mayu. Hey, Mayu.
Were you just calling me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just calling you too.
Is that so? No wonder you didn't answer.
Yeah.
She falls silent. Is something wrong?
I don't know what to do.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm so confused. I saw her again with Shou, and he was laughing at something she said.
Who's she? Who?
I don't know! I've seen them together a few times now, and
She takes a deep breath.
I'm sorry.
Even though she hasn't outright said it, it's obvious that Mayu is worried that Shou's become interested in someone else. Mayu, I get it.
You do?
Yeah. She pauses.
Do you think it's nothing?
I don't know.
Has Shou told you anything?
No. She falls silent, and when she speaks again, her voice trembles.
Maybe it's time I give up.
I like Mayu, but she should be with Shou. Yes, she should be with me instead. No, she should tell Shou how she feels. Alright, now here's where the tough decisions come on in. I like Mayu, but she should be with Shou. But why is that the green option? Yes, she should be with me instead. Why would I can't go against the green option, though. I mean, I could, but I've been riding with the green options. Yeah, well, we gotta go with the green option here, see how this ends up. I try to push my feelings for Mayu aside. Her heart is with my best brosif, and I don't want to get between two people I care about. You shouldn't give up.
Really?
You should tell Shou how you really feel. She hesitates.
I don't know. What if he doesn't like me back?
He does.
How do you know?
He'd be a fool not to. She's silent again, and I wonder if I've made her blush. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. What I mean is, you two have known each other since forever. There's no way he doesn't feel the same way about you. She's gone silent. Mayu? Are you still there?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Well, now I'm worried about what would happen if he says yes.
Of course. He'll probably want to go out on a date.
The date?
Why is that a shock? Well, yeah. That's what you do when you're a couple. Based on that nervous sound, I bet she's blushing. I can't help but smile. Are you nervous?
I've never been on a date before. What am I supposed to do?
Just be yourself. It's not much different than if you're hanging out as friends.
But what if I say something stupid?
You'll be fine.
I don't think I can do this. I'm too nervous.
You can do this, Mayu.
I can't. I'm so embarrassed.
Her voice trembles again. Do you want to practice with me?
What?
You can pretend I'm Shou and we're on a date. That way you'll know what to do and you won't have to be nervous.
I don't know.
Think of it like a simulation match to practice for the real battle. She chuckles softly.
You would do that for me?
Of course. She hesitates.
If it's not too much trouble, I think that would be very helpful.
Sure, it's no problem. Should we meet at the cafe?
Well, there's usually a lot of people there.
I don't want to suggest her dorm. I doubt she'd be okay with that. There's no one home, but I wonder if she'll get the wrong impression if I suggest my own house. I guess there's only one way to find out. You can come over to my house if you like.
Your house?
We could stay in the kitchen and pretend we're at a restaurant. Nobody is home at the moment, so you don't have to worry about people staring. She's quiet. If you're not comfortable, that's okay too.
Okay.
Okay? She takes a deep breath.
Yeah, we can go to your house.
I give her the address. I'll see you in a few minutes then?
Yeah. See you soon.
We hang up and I try to clean up the house a little more before Mayu arrives, so I gotta get this place all cleaned up and get ready for our date next time. I'm gonna end the episode here. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to let me know by hitting the like button down below or leaving a comment. It really does help me out. And if you're not done so already, unleash your power by hitting that subscribe button down below today as well, and I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.